Hopefully it comes up. Oh, yay! It crashed!
Hey.
Yay!
I mean, at least.
I think. Hopefully. Keyword is hopefully. No! The game keeps crashing!
It crashed!
Okay, I'm gonna leave the stream running in the background. Because I think it's not actually picking up Grid Ace Attorney.
I just find
now it is.
How people online are posting that they're mad about Sora being in Smash, and it's legit. Sakurai stated he has been the most requested character in a fucking
It's the people who are sad that their memes that will now forever remain dreams.
Exactly. Like,
I'm still hoping for Waluigi. I was still hoping for Waluigi, not gonna lie.
Andrew, I've got a lovely image for you that I found the day of.
I feel like for a big reveal, kind of sad, we also see Waluigi. Like, it would be great to have Waluigi in Smash. It would be such a letdown.
Yeah. Andrew, there's a lovely meme I found the day of the announcement that I think you might like.
Oh, send it to me.
I think I already sent it to you before. I just put it in the meme.
No! How dare you do that to Waluigi? How dare you?
Oh, yes.
Just for that, I'm gonna save that, and I just wanna throw that on the stream just to show people what they've done to my boy Waluigi.
I am a Sora fan, so y'all who are KH fans, we stand together.
Yeah. Sorry to say, Andrew, you are currently outnumbered in the stream.
Yeah.
I am
here, so.
But look what they've done to my boy Waluigi. Hold on, I need to find the image.
You have 2 Kingdom Hearts fans in here. You can't win.
Look what they did to my boy Waluigi, people. You know, I'm not even full screen this because they need to see what they've done. My poor boy.
Sora.
I am disappointed. I'm disappointed in this shit.
I have been a Kingdom Hearts fan since I was like 6 years old.
Anyway, for the remainder of this stream, we're just gonna have David Tennant be in the back, in sort of the corner spot of the stream because, yes. Have him peer out. No. Okay, let's get back at it. Ugh. Oh no, I need to Arnold this guy, and the worst part is I have the voice mod on. So I gotta do this properly. Crap! Okay, anyway.
Look on the bright side, dude, you're gonna have to try and take a British accent.
That's true. I hear Kato in the back.
You hear a Kato? Or do you hear a doggo?
Could be both.
Probably both. Wiggy! No.
Oh, what's Raga? Wasn't expecting you.
Sorry, there's a cue. That's your cue, Kyle.
Oh boy. Ahem. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. Here we go.
Ah, there you go. Keep going. Keep going. It's all you.
Conversation myself. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Oh, right, I know what part we're at. Oh, boy.
Oh, I know what's happening. We're doing a deduction dance. Ah, no.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words cosmos on the road and the spider? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. The witchy seems to be ringing on the ventilator.
Precisely, my dear madame. But what does it mean? What is this speckled bed?
Lucy.
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin.
Mr. Slomes, what are you doing?
There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready.
That's not Southpaw stance, Mr. Slomes.
What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold!
Ah! What the?
Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band.
A snake?
Indubitably.
Mr. Slomes, just one thing.
Pray, what troubles you?
Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Hmm?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it the Striped Band, wouldn't you?
Can someone please get this thing off of me?
You both see and observe, with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? It's a trap!
How exactly? That's a good question. How is it a trap?
It's a trap, just don't question it.
It's a trap?
If Hurlock thinks
The
that
Jones' logic is flawless. If he says it's a trap, it's a trap.
it's a motherfucking trap. I am tired of these motherfucking snakes on this.
I have had it. I'm tired of these mother snakes on this mother train. Oh, sorry,
Love it.
plane. Sorry. Opportunity presented itself. I just had to.
That's great.
Sorry, kids. This isn't a G-rated stream.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be swearing as much. I have the mouth of a trucker. I apologize to everybody.
Of course you. Anyway.
Lovely.
If you
Anyway,
know
Miss-
if you know I'm going to swear, feel free to bleep me out.
Me bleeping will only affect me and not no one else.
Okay.
Also, give me a second while I move Mr. Tennant somewhere else on
Okay,
the
so weapons
screen.
free, got it.
Just give me a sec. I'm just moving Mr. Tennant somewhere. Gotta throw Mr. Tennant in the corner. Don't mind him. You can't see it, but I can. And the stream can too.
We can see it.
I mean, I could just switch the stream to, I could change it to OBS, but you'd have a worse kind of view of the game.
Oh, guys, the dog has officially fallen asleep.
Oh.
Oh no!
He was up like pen side of the bow, and now she just curled up on the
Aww.
Sweet girl. Sweet.
Alrighty. I think perhaps it's time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought.
Here we go.
Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for being the one who died. But that is all. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing, it's nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
Mom,
She turned white as a bowl of rice again. Schultz must be right. He's hit the nail on the head.
This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asoni.
Looks like he can't speak with that snake coil around his head. I am very scared. I'm very scared about what he just said. I didn't even understand what the hell he said, but I'm still very scared.
honestly, me too.
I would advise as little movement as possible, Simon. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Oh, we're doing this again.
Yep.
The great deduction! The game is a fought! Conclusion!
Deduction.
One more time. Let's do it.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves you in a quandary. Quiet,
Shut up.
Quiet, you. I'm trying to deduce facts here. We'll get to you in a moment. The victim's written observations that the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's slough skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled bird. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, that's why you gotta keep the dancing infection away. Or what?
Alright. Part 2.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no! Could there be? I just had a kitty meow in my ear with weasels.
I've been silent this entire time because I have nothing to say.
Yeah, it's all Kyle.
Yep. Good Shoals being Shoals. Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestige of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. Hey, kitties, come down.
This makes no sense.
There is no point in feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
No, I don't.
It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard moments before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend.
Right?
Indeed, you would put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt, my logic is infallible. thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of the Speckled Band.
How about new?
Uh,
Miss Pavlova has trained her snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature.
Incredible! You've solved the mystery!
Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand.
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course, what's on your mind?
It's just about your deduction before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madame.
And reptiles, don't drink milk.
Ah!
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk usually. So, I'm not sure if it would be possible to train a snake using milk or wood.
No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds.
Oh, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Ah!
Yes, so I'm not sure it really is possible to signal to a snake by whistling.
But madame, what of the tales of Arabia?
Oh, okay, come over here, strong guy. Come over here. Just give them a room.
Yes, I need to explain my logic to Mr. Herlock here. As I sip my tea,
Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of flute?
I think perhaps the performers play the music at the time with the snake's natural movement.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures so inept as to be practically useless.
Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Shlomes.
Hold up, just give me 2 seconds. The cat is giving me death glares.
Well, you've defaulted your voice, so
No! I just need to quickly feed the cat!
no, you've defaulted it.
Oh,
I will murder you.
You have more?
snakes use their scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake can manage to climb up a flat belt cord like the ones in these cabins.
Yeah, she has a point.
Then it should try harder.
The fuck?
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say In fact, there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
Oh.
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 I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you don't mean...
Yes, we need to modify Mr. King's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that was coming down. Alright, let's give it a try.
Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes. Alright, right! Oh!
So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again.
Nani? You've done it again!
Your handcuffs are gone.
But where did they go? Fear not. I shall see them restored after our work is done.
I really wish you'd just leave them off.
Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Flip! Alright. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, the cat has been fed. I just carried my computer to feed the cat.
Hey.
Alright, we're not reading this again.
No.
Yeah, no. It's too long for Kyle to do.
I'll read the details, but that's about it.
Oh?
She does have a pained expression on her face.
Yes, that's true. It looks as though Cosmo's death is weighing heavily on her, huh?
But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova.
Turn around in circles. Whee! Whee!
A little bit.
Ah, it's the snack! Snack! I'm joking.
Yes!
Well, sorry.
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with the pain.
Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh.
Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
When I think about the young man who died in this world, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, sometimes wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. Okay, this is actually repeating now.
It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, we don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws may grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
You should follow her gaze. That's where we'll find the answer.
Whee!
I see it.
Seaman Stroganoff is his friend! No, I'm kidding. It's totally the frickin' teapot. That's what I'm totally calling it. No, it's totally the teapot. It's his friend. Okay, anyway. The photograph frame.
Yes! Oh, no. Oh no! I forgot! This wasn't it! You're looking at this framed photographic print, weren't you, Miss Pavlova? But let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. It's the frame that's your friend, isn't it? Because it's beautifully it's whatever you put inside it.
What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion?
It's supposed to be logic and reasoning spectacular, so
I thought it could
contribute to the show.
This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage.
Sorry. Okay, so I was totally wrong.
It's the frame that's your friend.
Can I zoom in? I thought it was the cat. Or is it somewhere else in this room? It's not the serpent. It's not the teapot. It can't be Seaman Stroganoff, but why is it not the photo frame? I totally see a cat there.
So, I'll give you a slight hint because honestly the game doesn't really tell you this. You can examine objects.
Oh, what the fuck? Look at the photograph in this frame. Look at this photograph. Every time I look at it, oh, it's a cute cat. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away.
I think the cat's cute.
I know, it is cute.
He's especially beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova's cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. It is cute. What could Vi reveal? Cuddling it? Naruhodo-san? Or the blackest outfit?
A black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Oh, okay, thank you, Kyle.
Yes! Without a doubt, your little friend is the little kitten we see before us.
Yes. The scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
Darka is my friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Oh, Russian blue.
Mr. Shaloms?
Oh, beautiful cat.
Darker would appear to be a Russian blue.
Russian blues are beautiful. Ugh.
They are. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary.
Mulan is a long-haired Siamese, so that's why her eyes are blue. The specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. No, really? I don't think that is
You don't say!
speckled. Not a speckled cat. Did you see that? Naruhodo?
Oh, that's still you.
Oh. She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have to know.
Oh yes. Why is it that our Mr. Bone's specialty? He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought deduction was a specialty. Or making me believe that it was a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of the snake.
In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Yoink. Yoink. What's that? Well, it's speckled, and it's a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. And that looks like a handle on one end.
I think it might be a cat toy. This sort is common in the West Academy.
How's that a toy for cats?
Cats like to twist the pen around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
That sounds positively adorable. So, okay, we discovered what it was. So, now do I present it? Cause now, oh wait, no, that will change the correction, cause that's now Cat's toy, but...
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah!
Yes! Okay. Okay. Yes, the thing you are trying to hide, but failing to conceal is, Cat's toy!
Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled to the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it.
But why? For what reason?
My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return.
Ah.
In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka.
Ah.
Ah! Lucy just looked at me when I did that, like, what the?
A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova.
It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched at the back of my hand, and then ran up the belt cord. But before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
How does a cat run through that? That's kind of hard to do.
She's a kitten, though. Plus,
Fair
also,
enough.
don't you think cats are, like, liquid?
Yeah, they can fit to some pretty small spaces.
Yeah, that's true.
Cats are not solid. They are liquid.
Darka, she is so naughty.
Ta-da!
Hashtag so.
Mr. Shlom says is true. There are no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-san's body.
That's right. But Mr. Sloan seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
No, that's not my court records! I'm pretty sure it's just this, right?
Yes, because it says there's no traces of external injury or poison.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I can actually review the scene. Why is this not in past games during the divination scene? Oh wait, no, never mind.
Yes! In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by this post-mortem report.
Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other.
No, you fucking didn't.
Indeed, the breaking of the cervix of vertebrae is fatal. Only the Goliath would be strong enough to survive that.
Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know.
The jury is out. Anyway, we have little good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact,
There remains evidence.
We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no.
Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively.
Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found though.
Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow.
I suppose. It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a verbal act against Berkman, but he breaks not completely by accident.
Oh yes, back fall could explain it.
Rather hard to believe of Cosmos on board. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? I think it's the... Let's review this. I think it's that mark, though, I think. Because that's kind of the only possible thing. It looks like a bell, too.
All it does mention is from the marks from Cosmos.
Ding 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 ding! Looks at picture. Ding ding ding! I see the thing! I'm pretty sure it's this. I have a feeling. I mean, that's kind of the only thing I could think of. Unless you have a better idea.
I think it seems like a good option.
Oh, I can save during the evidence scene. Hey, I can't do that in regular Ace Attorney. I'm gonna take the opportunity to do that.
Yes!
Yeah, I was right, okay.
Yes, examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively.
this particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Indeed, positively identified by the little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish.
And the color of the polish is the perfect match to the color of Mr. Sogi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Sogi must have caught his foot at that point of the floor and tripped.
Please, no.
And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, and the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant he lost his life.
No. I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left seen when Mr. Sogi lost his life?
Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Hey,
I don't believe it. Cousin was someone really took over, and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened.
What?
And if this part of Mr. Slum's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just casted her eyes to.
Where, I wonder?
Let's have a good look around. The answer must be in here somewhere. Tiara, traveling case. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can actually look at stuff. This is where Miss Pavlova hid her friend.
That's right. No, it wasn't Snake after all.
No, it was that little kitten she calls Darka. Not that it's anywhere to be seen now. It seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring.
It's probably trapped itself around someone's head somewhere, trying to make new friends.
Either that, or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it gone to?
This is a wastepaper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
Then Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in here yet. Oh, what's that?
It's a broken piece of glass. Isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
It looks familiar. Perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
I wanna get the dialogue for the tiara. Ah, somebody appears to have dropped 20,000 rubles here.
It hasn't been dropped in our photos, man. It's been placed.
I'm starting to sound like Mr. Schloms.
Stop trying to sound like the great detective.
I think I have more information, so I think it's the waste. I'm pretty sure it's this.
Yes!
There you go.
That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket.
Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact.
Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Sogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin?
Yeah!
You're well acquainted with this glass barrel, are you not? I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, that would be... Well, clearly frickin' that! Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, every time I look at it, that cat is so damn adorable. I'm sorry, I know it's like the early 1900s, but I gotta make a look at this photograph meme. Anyway, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question.
The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall.
And the cause of that fatal stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka! Hey, I said it first!
Hey!
It's not a competition, you two. But Naruhodo-san did say it first.
Exactly.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
That seems really weak for a
What a way to die there, Cosmo.
elementary, my dear Watson. Alright, I guess, well, we're done that part. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning.
Oh, you have fun. You're gonna have to read a lot of stuff.
It was too late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it.
Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
How about new?
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there is some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure. This one was there. Where did that come? Oh, sorry, the shows.
So, at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy from the ventilator into the adjoining cabin.
Darka always loves something. But it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her baby toy. I tried listening to her something, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistling sound that Cosmo wrote down in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet.
Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes. So there was nothing else we could do. I just had to wait until she calmed down. But then... I nearly passed out for shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful pain. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Cosmo was...
From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Burleyard is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. What became of the kitten afterwards?
I managed to get the kitten back to the
Yet, Daga is nowhere to be seen.
I'm not sure if I got into it first. And now she's disappeared again.
That doesn't explain the writing though now.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am.
Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard that the young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what happened. I was too scared. I heard that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right. Where is it?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship?
I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Perozoko. Perozoko.
What?
What?
That snake belongs to you?
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him here.
Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin?
But... animals are not permitted on board.
We are safe for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands.
Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better?
But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in.
No venom. Perozoko does not have venom. He is harmless, very strong, very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny.
It's venomless?
Now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Like they said they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snake that think milk are only in stupid stories. Perozoko eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
Ah. Oh, so is that what the mousetrap in the passageway is for?
Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in the eyes right now.
It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role?
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My appearance has nothing to do with this incident.
So, that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Actually, I still have an objection. It still doesn't answer... It doesn't answer the message that he left behind. And why is it in Russian still? Unless the game is not done yet.
Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. The young man lost his head. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But
Damn, Susanna going for the throat.
Susanoo being the badass girl. that
Oh,
she is.
jeez.
Yup. What
Susanoo
are you
being
talking about?
the queen.
What are you talking about, Miss Mikutava? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed to everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident.
I'm no great detective like Mr. Jones. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Thank you, I was right.
I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter.
Oh!
I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction.
A distraction?
I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable.
Ah! Ah! Not again! Where did you do that?
Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call.
You were... Mr. Sloane's?
Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours, was he not?
Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owned my freedom, even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes. Whatever that may be. The key to this is in the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. Gonna save, because I don't know what's coming up next. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear.
Kazuma.
Truth about how you really died. And how the scene in your cabin really came to be. Wait, what's going on? Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin?
Yes!
What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside.
Oh, is this this game's version of the final moments in court in the later games? Which is decisive thinking, or final thought. I don't know. Anyway.
Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in first something.
Oh, that you just said first instance.
Oh, instance. Okay.
In the first song.
The first something.
Established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it?
I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid.
Yes, starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right here in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident.
Oh, really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Malhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Do I have the evidence? I'm still trying to process things together. Oh, okay, so, no, okay.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor.
That script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked up very fast.
That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death.
Ah!
Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't have possibly written anything. Because he was already dead.
That's not the only reason either. There's something else you found in Mr. Sophie's cabin. A remnant of something that possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true.
What?
So Susato-san is noticed it too then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Save once more. What's the other piece of evidence? So... Is it the ship's log? Is it the post-mortem report? I'm trying to figure this out. I need a bit of help here.
I think I know what this is supposed to be.
Like, what else proves that this wasn't an accident? Is it the post-mortem report? Because... Oh! Hold on. Because he had no blood. He had no external injury. Or no.
But it was written in ink.
Yeah, so it has to be the post-mortem report, isn't it?
It's hard
But you think with the post-mortem report, it doesn't really prove that it wasn't an accident. Because it just says his neck is broken.
The ship's... No, not the ship's log. Is it the mark on the floor?
I mean, don't forget the mark on the floor has the glass on it.
Oh, maybe it is. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor.
Well, that's the glass bell the kitten had around his neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin?
Ah.
Yes, you remember that we found it in half the glass. Bell and that whiskey to their basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? No.
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Soki died last night in his cabin, there was someone else inside the room. That same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up for his or her guilt.
Yeah. Yes, there's someone else.
You missed it!
Done. Someone else was there. Duh, of course we know this.
What are you talking about?
Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
And only other person in the cabin when young student died was you.
Yes! It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened.
You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe to be precise about the details.
But I don't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message.
Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message. To be precise about the details.
Would you mind?
Forgive me, my dear fellow.
As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there for the entire time. And
And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor. For fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Scooby really died.
But why wouldn't this person take all the pieces of the bell anyway? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions.
Yes, well,
It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light to the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item.
You all suspect me. Don't you?
Seaman Stroganoff?
Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and went away to join ballet. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse the ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was in there in cabin? But that is not possible. I gave my tooth.
Well, this is all most interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure?
You are a great detective. You should know. Look at Truth's eyes. Look through the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from cabin inside. Nobody could go to cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Oh, you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet! It's impossible!
He's right.
Okay, wait. I've heard about this in detective work. People often tie blood around door latches so they can open and close them from outside.
To the head? Are you stupid? These buckets are not barn doors.
Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, with not a gap in sight, no threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruto suggested it earlier, so...
Sasota-san, how could you shift it onto me like that?
So Seaman Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily.
What?
I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I had in mind and used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
A way to shut the bolt of the cabin from the outside? What might thus spring to mind? Yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Shanks means, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Indeed we have. So, would you catch the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside.
Oh! I know! The books? No, not the books. Is it the books? I think it's the bookshelf, because when the ship leaned over, right, it locked the door?
Yep, sounds about right to me.
Yes! Look at the bookcase over there. See all the books and things have toppled over again?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe... Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia, acting on the objects.
Is there nothing Sasota-san doesn't know? Is that... or that it isn't in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long after, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then...
Oh, yes. That's it. And the ship's captain made the boat through the chaos and locked the door.
Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inepta, if you want to call it.
Oh, are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed,
Ooh, we get animations!
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
the SS Burya made another emergency stop?
When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves have toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh yes, I remember that. I guess we can all up again and do one.
Then when we came to this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asogi's cabin.
I'm happy.
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova?
I'm out of your mind. You said Billy made emergency stop.
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm.
Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the buttons in times of emergency.
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence, the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity.
Wait! It was you?
When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today.
Wow, that's a serious fucking crime, what the hell?
Mr. Sholmes. Surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion.
He fucking pressed it. He sounds almost proud of himself. What the?
Because he is.
It's kind of like that thing of like they tell you not to press it, but that primal urge in your head is like, but I'm gonna press it.
You tell me buttons should not be pressed. I have a feeling Bhutan must be pressed.
How dare you mess with ship? I report to the captain. You are in much trouble now.
Now. I'm sure all that can wait until later. But let's not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, did the ship make an emergency stop? Or did it not?
You are idiots. But yes, huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in the middle of night, there will be chaos everywhere.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Norhodo?
Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory?
What evidence promotes the theory? Thank you.
That some emergency gripped this vessel last night.
I'm pretty sure it's this, because right at 2, nothing is reported.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff, it's your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship, isn't that right?
That is correct. Why?
And the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties?
What are you doing with that? That is mine!
Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
I left it there on purpose. That's where I always put it.
The point is, you looking at what you usually record. It's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, nothing to report, every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until the first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all.
Nothing recorded in the log?
That is, because nothing happened.
If nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you?
Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Beria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting that the ship really didn't make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish!
If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself.
Oh, why?
Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed.
That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what the cause is now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the night.
Well, no, that's a good point.
What of throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. Oh, yes, I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I've been feeling myself since I woke up today.
Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected.
He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. Can't really remember anything that had happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up at all when this was happening to me?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, well, yes. Sorry.
The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on?
Ah, well, Cosimo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals.
So, you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it?
Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Cosimo wasn't fond of chicken.
Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all?
That's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant?
My dear fellow, does that not strike you?
Huh? Mr. Jones, do you mean to say that there's something wrong with the chicken?
I do.
No! Really? Is that true?
The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very steep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug.
Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug? So no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
It's your head up. Of course it's not what Mr. Jones means. What a far-fetched idea.
Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator.
What?
Mr. Jones!
Well, seaman? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And, were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade.
Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this. For everyone of you. For everyone.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. But when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel.
I don't believe it.
You're right. We put sleeping dragon chicken last night.
Yes, I remember it now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point.
Duh. We could not make all drug, how you say, dissolve.
Talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat.
While all the passengers of the SS Beria slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained.
So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop to stop. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosimo's cabin door.
Oh boy. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos.
Is anyone else's sound kind of off?
Is your sound off?
A little bit. To be
A little bit?
fair, the streams have been resident.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how much further we have to go, but I think we're almost done. If you want, I can
remember
restart the
I
stream.
think so as well.
I can
Yeah.
restart the stream for you guys.
Yeah.
Just give me a sec.
No, it's okay.
There you go. Rejoin.
Alright. Oh, I wouldn't. So. What?
Ah, of course! Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten then their evening meals of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by the tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Quite. And accordingly, passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning.
You have talked long and time and said many things. What is point?
The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But... What? I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am a sailor, and sailors don't listen to long boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes.
A laudable trait.
What?
I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind.
What accusatory cry of guilt?
So, sorry, you've lost me.
Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction.
What are you talking about?
I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth.
Ah! We have to do one more!
Yep, seems like it.
Oh, Kyle, it's you and me!
So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please.
With what exactly, Mr. Shlomes? With observation,
With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two prevaricators.
Observation?
If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? But tapping at the scene of Mr. Sophie's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two were there when it happened.
Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning.
Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence as though someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. Oh, my friend! You are stupid! Oh, look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place.
Yes, you're right. It looks like people do not mistaken.
Ink. And look at the color too. It's clear where this came from. What else can I search? I like how I can just stare at them in circles and just not, they won't question a thing. Ooh, I want to search his chunky arms. He has arms like tree trunks, doesn't he? Hairy tree trunks.
Yes, he certainly has sailor's arms. He was a born man with the sea.
Even if I had been awake, I couldn't have done anything about being dragged out of that wardrobe by this man.
Naruhodo-san? Are you alright? You seem to be lost some blood.
Oh, sorry. Blame those hairy tree trunks. What about you, lady? You have nothing on you? Oh, sailor's hat.
There's nothing significant about the seaman Stroganoff's hat?
Oh, no, sadly not. I was just thinking that if only we'd found it in Kazuma's cabin, it would have been all so easy.
That's true. A hat dropped into the sea would have been very conclusive evidence. Yeah, that's a point. I'm sure I saw your university uniform hat at the scene somewhere.
That is not a point! At least, not one I'd like you to make. Okay, so it's okay, I think I've searched everything.
Yes! Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Oh crap, I gotta switch between these two damn voices. God damn it!
Yeah? Ah, yes, I don't know where that comes from.
So,
Detective Slomes?
comes to mind about the stain.
Mr. Slomes, you came back!
Detective Souls is currently out of commission because the stream is dead. What?
Oh no! Mr. Slomes!
No.
Mr. Slomes! No!
Hello. Testing.
We can hear you now. Do you want to repeat that line one more time? Because you did cut out there.
Sure.
So, nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain.
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain.
Damn it!
It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform.
And I think what's made it is clear.
Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. Alright then. The evidence that proves what was on his back stain really is I'm gonna save. And then I will present the evidence.
I will present the evidence.
I'm pretty sure it's this image. Because that's the only thing that I have that's actually pointing to that.
Yes! Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink shows it. That's what caused the stain on your uniform.
Ink?
A rather unusual color of ink.
Ah!
It drops at last. Now you see the significance.
The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain at the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt.
Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Ted Student's cabin to make it look like the wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make Burial do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one to suspect our angel.
Biff, please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Biff, please. You must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here?
Please. Don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
Everything that happened in the cabin is like Angel told you.
The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell into the floor.
Yes, that is right.
So, after the instant the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she learned to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked. So she opened the door to look, and you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went back to Mr. Zoki's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you! When Nina opened doors to the cabin and look inside,
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Well, Miss Pavlova?
Death. Oh. Yes. That is right. What happened? It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you.
So, is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last?
Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh, Mr. Slums?
This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural.
what do you mean, unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh my god, I thought we're done with this! Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photographic print seems unnatural. I thought it was done! But we'd already solved this! Damn, this game has so many details. What is unnatural? Is it his finger? Is it his hand? It's his face! Kid. Is it this? Yes! This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma. So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point.
Very true. It is certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I mean to identify another point.
Oh, I see.
Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as the victim appears to have done here, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion.
How thoughtful you are, Mr. Holmes. Thank you for your gentle guidance.
Oh, okay, so you didn't actually give me a penalty about that. Ah, thank you! Okay. Actually, no, he has a point. If he slipped and fell, why is he on his... Then why is he laying on his stomach?
However, you could have fallen forward.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's so unnatural about this. Yes! I don't know, I'm just presenting stuff. It must be here, surely. That doesn't sound right. That didn't sound right. Yes! Must be here, surely. Sorry, I'm just reading through the text. Yeah, not right. So, I don't understand. What's so unnatural about
here's
this?
your hint. Think if you were like walking forward down a road and you were to trip and start to like fall forward on your face, what would you do?
You try to stop yourself from falling. Or you would try to land on your... Because, yeah, you trip and fall forward, right? You try to stop yourself with your hands, right?
Yeah.
Yes! Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist sure doesn't seem quite right. Detective! Mr. Slobs!
Slobs!
The exact same thought occurred to me.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, he's back.
Uh-oh. Am I dying again?
Yeah, you died again. It's okay, I read that line for you. Okay, thank you for that analogy. That actually kind of helped.
Back?
Can you read this line?
Oh
no!
god.
Detective
Am
Slobs
I
has
still alive?
died!
No.
No, you're back, you're back.
Ooh,
I hear
you're
you
back.
again.
You're back.
You're back. Would you like to try again? Hello?
Slobs?
Oh, hold on.
Hello?
Let's redo the stream again.
I think-
Hello, my...
I think it's more Kyle, because my end of the stream was fine.
Yeah. Kyle, your internet's crashing.
Hello?
Kyle, your internet's crashing.
Hello? I know.
Okay. Are you
Okay,
doing-
can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Are you good now?
Okay, good.
Okay.
I think so.
Would you like to continue?
Alright. Ahem. In a fall, one's instinct is to open palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something.
What do you mean?
Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago.
You did?
And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Mr. Sholmes, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? This is what I found.
Well, doesn't mean you were transferred anymore.
And yes, you're right, a crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us?
It tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. And you know what? I'm gonna go quickly verify that. No, that's wrong. I feel like I've seen that before. I don't know. I don't think I know where it came from.
Observation, my Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key.
What?
The truth is now tantalizingly close.
How did that crescent moon come to be in Cosmo's clenched fist?
This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what's this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes.
Ah! Of course.
He has such petite ears among the beautiful hair. Like little pink shells.
Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear.
It's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? It really is tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. No, what's left is a clasp that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Oh, what's that? There's something dangling from her ear.
Yes, that's an earring. Wait, look! It's a crescent moon!
Ah! There can only be no doubt, surely. I like how we're just staring at her ears and they're just blinking at us. I will stare into your soul. Anyway, I'm gonna present this now.
Yes! Miss Pavlova, I noticed on your ear. Even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding on must have broken, I suppose.
What?
But looking at your other ear, I noticed the crescent moon.
Ah!
I don't believe it!
Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Sogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear, perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from helping him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull out your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during this final moments?
Oh no.
Angel?
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Oh, so this is what this anime that people have been talking about.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka! Wait! I couldn't believe it when she was with the ventilator. I tried to put her with a whisper. I tried waving her to the floor. But nothing worked. The doctor would not come back. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He's a young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Dorka and but then, when I had my friend in the accident and I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, what? What's wrong in your face? I've seen you sooner before. Ah! Ah, of course. You're Pavlova, aren't you? But the Russian ballerina. No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. You know who I was? Look at this man from a land in the faraway east of a Russian ballerina. Yes, I saw him at the front. Yeah. The beauty of the ballerina made a good impression on me.
I just want to point out. I just want to point out, you're just talking to yourself right now.
Yes, I am. But what are you doing on the ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. It's working. You have to tell him the truth. I hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. Run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a minute. I could use another phone here. He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once.
Oh, she freaking misinterpreted her! Or
He was
him.
letting in the wardrobe, not the pull cord.
He was going to ask freaking Naruto! No!
Although about Nicolina Pavlova.
Oh! It was a misunderstanding. What the fuck?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Oh! God damn it. All right,
I
let's
love
get-
how earlier you said, "Wow, that's a pretty lame way to die," and then you.
Well, I'm like thinking like, you fucking died just because you tripped over a cat. What the? Seriously, like how is that a way to die? Swear to God. But then it's like, oh, so he's looking at looks in that direction. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's gonna ask Naruto, and she's like, and then it came up, it zoomed in at that string. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, you gotta be kidding me. This entire thing was a misunderstanding.
Wait, I shouted. Daka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me,
Oh God.
baby boy, I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
That's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty at the time.
I heard Nina cry out in the third floor, so I ran for her. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said,
Help me, if we find out, I will be. Please, I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged the things in Cosmo's cabin to look like I did it. So that no one would suspect a passenger in the cabin next door.
yes. I went into the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway. In wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right, that's when he found me.
Hey, what's the plan? Make a dream on the story.
I closed the wardrobe doors and put back Strange's paper sign.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sasata-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling to right on the floor. I wrote, "Rafastalo," so that person who found him would look inside the wardrobe to find Stowaway.
And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
But Potatoes left in the cabin. I didn't mean to steal the hat.
Then Angel went back into cabin and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway?
Yes.
Accordingly, the Suspiria did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
What?
Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact you'd run away from your homeland. And that's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
It was what he said first. That made me scared.
What did he say first?
What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
Okay.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that if the police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord,
May I stop you a moment, please? Miss Pavlova. It's just... it doesn't seem to make sense.
I mean, was Mr. Kosoki really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I'm not Cosmo, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't have done.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make.
What? Another deduction? Seriously?
Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at the moment? Can we determine where the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin.
That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage.
This is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited.
Yes, that's exactly how it was.
Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. If there's only one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out even by a little bit when you're following the gaze of work to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Cosmo looking at? The fucking wardrobe! I was gonna read it first. The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there at the time, of course, sleeping soundly. Too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with the sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up. then maybe this tragedy would have never happened. Well, duh!
Take that!
You can't blame yourself, Naruhodo.
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Oh.
Yes, however. What is directly beside the bell cord? Wardrobe. And, more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Miss Pavlova, please, think that very carefully. What were Mr. Sophie's exact words last night? Give me a moment, I could use another opinion of him. Another opinion?
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no. Father, I think the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you were pretty sure of what Mr. Sophie was thinking now. Things may have ended very differently. You have.
Oh no. This whole thing could have been avoided by a simple glance.
Yup.
Oh, god damn it. Ah!
It was a misunderstanding the entire time.
You thought Mia's was bad.
You know what? I'm frankly not surprised by this point because I've been playing Ace Attorney for years to know that that little misunderstandings are pretty much the cause of everything. So I'm not overly surprised, but at the same time, I'm kind of surprised that it still happened in this game. I'm also sad. God damn it, Cosmo! Anyway,
Right?
Okay.
How do you think I felt when I was first playing through this? I was like sobbing.
No, you found out the whole reason was just a fucking misunderstanding. I'm just like, no, why did you die?
I was crying my eyes out. I was like, oh my god.
Anyway, gotta regain my composure. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really. I'm so sorry. What have I done?
Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh no. I don't know if I can recover from this. Like, I'm actually, like, legit, it's been so long since I've teared up for something in the Ace Attorney game.
The last time I remember tearing up at the Ace Attorney. So, I cried at Mia because I was very upset with that.
Oh, the last time I remember was finding out Apollo's dad.
Oh,
and how he died. That made me so sad. I'm like, oh, he died in a fire. Holy fuck! And
yes, Apollo's dad was bad.
I'm sorry, but like, I felt so like. prior to that, I was like, okay, yes, Apollo lost his parents, but I'm like, he came out pretty good from it. But then I found that out later on, and I'm like, oh god, now I feel even more bad for him, because now we know how his dad died, and we know his mom is fucking like right there. I'm like, he just has so much unfortunate luck. Anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, alright. Alright, let's get this over. Let's wrap this up now. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now then?
Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard.
What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her?
Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out.
Mr. Solms can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then?
No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life.
I see. Sorry, I gotta make this right.
I'm sorry.
Seaman Stroganoff?
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About how you lost a good friend. I will go with you now. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you?
Naruhodo
No.
lost his best friend, but he still cares for Pavlova. It's so sad.
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan.
Yes. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now.
After all that, I guess I'm going back. It looks like my study toward the Great Britain is over, even before it's even begun then. I think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like just a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping?
Aww.
Suzata-san?
Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Special Host Naga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Oh no! Don't do this! Don't do this!
Oh.
Oh.
I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Suzata-san. Oh, now I feel really sad.
We had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been clearly taken away. Just yesterday, guys. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth.
thought it was just an accident. This is not a serious mishap. It's too much and never heard of him. It's just too much.
Yes, I know.
The Zord Discord is unhappy with you right now.
Inspector. My duty was to save a Sogan-san greatly safely to Great Britain.
Stream,
Kyle, you
hello?
okay? Yeah. You're on your phone now?
Okay, am I still alive?
Yeah, you're on your phone now.
Somehow.
Lacey!
I guess he's on his phone now. Kyle, you're on your phone. Kyle? No! No! Alright. Plan B. Let's do this. We're going Plan B.
What's Plan B?
But I have failed, and cost his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now. Huh? It's okay, I got it. Surprise, Mr. No Hurdle! What's the meaning of this?
Lacey, come in!
Oh, trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I should always picture you wearing the shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to restore them, for old time's sake, shall we say? You're a stowaway after all. You think this is funny?
Oh, Kyle just messaged and said,
His Discord failed.
"Good lord, Discord is not happy right now, lol. I'll try to rejoin the stream, but I may just be done for the night."
Okay, I'll take over all his roles from here on out then. We're literally at the end. Or at least if he's able to. Kyle, if you can't, if you're having struggles, I can take over your parts and just try to finish this up, because I think we're literally at the end of this case now.
Yeah,
of this
think
chapter.
if I remember, I think we're very close.
We're pretty much at the end of this now, so
Yeah,
yeah.
we're starting to close things up now.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Slow! Mr. Slow!
Thank you, though. You don't have to read my part unless you want to do the rest of your stream solo, then adios there.
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to do that.
Mr. Sloans. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Is Kyle able to voice?
What?
I don't think Kyle is able to. He's in the call, but I don't know if he's able to speak.
Yeah, I don't think he's able to speak. That's okay.
Not at all. And although it's a little late, I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of a companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back. Isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be the one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be? In light of Mr. Isogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Where's Sato-san? My dear fellows, the majority of the problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study continues, surely.
Oh my god, am I alive now?
Hey, Kyle's back!
Hey! Good lord, what the hell happened there?
I have no idea.
Oh, that was so weird.
Like,
That was
completely
weird.
died on me. I had to, like, kill the task and restart it.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez Louise.
God, that was weird.
Glad to
Yeah.
have you back, man. I think
Yeah.
we're
Hey!
back.
Hey!
Hey, he's here
I
for
get
the
to-
end
I
of the
get to make
stream.
it for the last 5 seconds. Yay!
Yay!
But
Hey.
there was no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
yes.
Mr. Sato?
Yes?
Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh,
Oh, unless... Are you studying law?
no, I'm not, but...
I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo.
That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mrs. Sato? Ah!
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
So, so, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure for man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passion of passing his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage.
in the row.
Yeah. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
Inspector!
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
If you'll excuse me, I must pay visits to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how best to make my report.
Will you be prepared to attempt this, Mr. Miller?
Yes. I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all.
Thank you.
Mr. Nihiro, I would like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure. If your presence alone, what happened? Its name is Kuruma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations.
Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it as always. I'll treasure it always. So then, Mrs. Otto, it seems we'll be working together for some time. For some time to come yet.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 30 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. You shall fill every spare moment in study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
But before we begin, we have an earnest favor to ask of you too.
Goodness. What is it?
Please throw me to the ground. 3 times.
What?
I should have never have doubted you. You were Kazuma's closest friend. This person he would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the time. But allow discussion to get better. No matter how often it was done, it was completely unforgivable.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should have never thrown you. Not just once, but 5 times.
That number just keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take a hold of me from me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training.
She looked so terrified.
I like how I actually just noticed during that frame, she like stepped back. Oh shit, she's right there.
Yeah, she like stepped back and she like drew her hand to her chest, like, oh geez, where did you come from?
He's just chilling in the wardrobe watching this all happen.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed.
When did you see that?
I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling.
Oh, no. No, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Sasata takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me.
beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer.
Oh, whoa, hey, don't punch her! There he goes, dancing around again.
Susanna smiled at the girl.
Aw. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw.
Yes, I'd be honored.
Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madame.
Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruto?
Sorry? Ah!
As you can see, this girl comes after me.
Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it?
Actually, no. That was a Susato squash.
In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent time with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Oh, hey! Hey, you get to do this one more time. Karuma?
That's right. My story that has been passed down through generations of so
I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking Katana on the study tour is more than a little regular, surely.
The Japanese name sword is a ground sword. I cannot be part of on my history. Kurame guides me. Really do that.
So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling.
On that subject, there's something very important here after you must sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through.
Oh, of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see through it to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
That important thing he had to do? I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. And with that, Kazuma is gone. It is the end of the second chapter. Kazuma, no!
Rest in peace, baby boy. Rest in peace.
Good night, sweet prince.
Anyway.
My baby boy, rest in peace.
Anyway, that is the end of our stream. Actually, this went longer than anticipated, just because I really wanted to finish this up. So I'm glad we did.
Holy shit!